Miss Kristen of the Oosterhout Free Library. Have you seen any birds around lately? Some birds migrate or travel south for the cold winter months ahead, and others stay put. Scientists want to know how many birds and what kinds of birds are in our neighborhoods, but scientists can't be everywhere. So, for the past 123 years, the Audubon Society has held a bird count in December that some people call the Christmas bird count, which is the name of the book I'm going to share with you today called Bird Count. Now, they do this with the help of everyday people called citizen scientists. Now, I'll share the information about how you and your family can be citizen scientists too. And then I'll share some ways that you can attract birds to your house with some easy to make bird feeders. Now, in the book Bird Count, a young girl goes out looking for birds. Now, you'll get to see and listen to the many different types of birds that she finds and some of the tools that she uses. But what do you think is the most important tool that she will need? Let's find out.
Bird Count, written by Susan Edwards Richmond and illustrated by Stephanie Pfizer Coleman, published by Peachtree. I shake Mom in the dark. Wake up, sleepyhead. It's Bird Count Day. One Sunday each winter, we take part in a bird census called Christmas Bird Count. On this day, we go out and count every bird we see or hear. Mom says helping with the bird count makes us citizen scientists. Citizen scientists are ordinary people who do real science research. We aren't the only ones either. Today, from the far north of Canada all the way down to Antarctica, people are counting birds. Bundle up, Ava, Mom says. It's cold outside. I find my fuzzy hat and my warmest coat. I'm glad we're not birding in Antarctica. Knock, knock. It's Big Al. He's our team leader. There are 10 teams in our count circle. Each team counts the birds in one area. Our team follows the same route every year. Fields, woods, wetlands, neighborhoods, even the center of town. You never know where you'll find birds. Hey, Ava, says Big Al. What are the rules again? He knows I know them, but he tests me every time. Count every bird you see or hear, I tell him, and make sure at least 2 people see or hear it. And don't count any bird twice. The last one is hard, but we do our best. Did you bring the scientist's most important tools? Asked Big Al. Mom's got our binoculars, I've got the field guide, and Big Al has a notebook and pencil. But that's not what he means. Our eyes and ears, I say. That's right, says Big Al. It's still dark when we back out of our driveway. I roll down my window and hear an owl. Who's awake? Me too, it calls. We can't see it, but we all hear it, so it counts. Why don't you take the tally today, Ava? Big Al hands me the notebook. I look at Mom and smile. This is my first time. I write Great Horned Owl at the top of the page and make a single mark. Chickadee-dee-dee! A chickadee calls good morning. I add it to the list. I'm going to be busy today. As the sun comes up, a V of birds flies overhead. Long necks, slow wing beats. Canada geese flying over. I make 4 up and down slash marks and 1 across for a bundle of 5. That's the way to tally, says Big Al. I'm keeping an eye out for a big black bird called a raven. I saw one 2 years ago, but not last year. Big Al says ravens are rare around here. I hope we'll see mine again today. Let's check out this field, says Big Al. It's freezing, but the birds don't mind. 8 small birds dip and glide right at us and then veer away. Goldfinches aren't gold in winter, so the color won't help us, but we know them by the way that they fly. 1 bundle of 5 and 3 straight marks. A bigger bird jumps into the top of a bush. I lose sight of it for a moment, then it flops away in a flash of gray and white. Mockingbird markings. But Mom and Al miss it, so it doesn't count. We scan the trees looking for familiar shapes. Tallest oak, Mom whispers. 2 o'clock. Big Al and I read the tree like a big clock face, with noon at the top and 6 at the bottom. There it is, a big bird of prey with its feathers fluffed up. Its back is brown, its belly is white. 1 red-tailed hawk. Let's find its mate, Al says. He and Mom search the other trees, but I stick with the same tree. Sure, the other hawk is there. I check the tree again. 6 o'clock, I say, close to the trunk. Good eye, Eva. As we drive to our next stop, I watch the sky out the window. A blackbird soars above us. Its wings tilt up in a wide, flat V. It can't be my raven. That's the way a vulture flies. I look hard and I see 2 more, higher up and making wobbly circles. Cool, Mom says. Turkey vultures. 3 hatch marks. At Weatherby Street, we park and walk down to the marsh. Loud quacks come from the cattails. When we get closer, we see some ducks are dipping their heads under the water, looking for food. Splash! 3 other ducks dive out of sight. The dabblers are mallards, bottom sticking up. The divers are mergansers. I tally them in our notebook. Everything's quiet for a while. Then we spot a quiver in the tall reeds. A hungry great blue heron stretches its long neck, on the lookout for a tasty fish. My stomach growls. Scientists get hungry too. As we head to lunch, we see a line of cars stopped ahead. Big Al stamps on the brake. I crane my head out the window to look. A flock of wild turkeys block the street between Crosby's Gas and Bagel Bin. Count. It's a big number, so I write 17 on the tally page and circle it. While we wait for the traffic to start moving again, we count starlings in the tree. I count 11. Mom counts 12, but Al counts 13. I take the average of the 3 and circle the number 12. Stomachs full, we drive through several neighborhoods. We're looking for feeders where birds gather. Stop, I say. There's one with cardinals, blue jays, and juncos. Wait, isn't that a brown creeper on that tree? Its feathers look just like the bark. You're getting good at this, says Big Al. I see a squirrel and a chipmunk too, but they don't count. Whoosh! A hawk with a striped tail dives at the feeder. The small birds scatter. They came to eat seeds, but the larger bird came to eat them. That's 1 Cooper's hawk for us. A big black bird wasn't scared away. It hops across the yard. Is that my raven? A crow, not a raven. Ravens make a croaking sound. I pointed out to Mom and Big Al. Every bird counts. On Horseshoe Lane, houses hide deep in the woods. Someone reported seeing an ovenbird here last week. Big Al says that ovenbirds usually fly south to Central America before now. As scientists, we need to investigate. We make pishing sounds to bring out the ovenbird. Psh, psh, psh. We don't see an ovenbird, but we do hear a downy woodpecker's rat-tat-tat on a trunk. Several little chickadees cock their heads at us. We're miles from our last chickadee, so these go on the list too. Psh, psh. Still no ovenbird. We hear a sound like a cat's meow. Then we see it. It's a catbird. On the road, I see movement in the fields. Geese in the corn stalks. Count 'em, says Big Al. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh, says Mom. That's the same number of our flying flock. They probably just landed here. No hatch marks this time. We've already tallied these geese. Big Al points to a big gray and white bird. Look, Eva, there's your mockingbird. This time it counts. As the sun sets, we pull into my school parking lot. Behind rows of buses are trees full of birds. They're like cutout shapes against the sky, but we can hear them. Cedar waxwings chittering, mourning doves cooing, robins singing cheerio, cheerio. I see a big black bird flap to the ground. It looks like a crow, but "Grock, grock," it cries. That's it! My raven has come back. Too dark now to bird, but not too dark for a party. Potluck, hot chocolate, and firelight. We meet other teams in our count circle and share what we saw. Big Al gives our tally to the circle chief. She reports for all 10 teams. I love being a citizen scientist. Maybe someday I will go to Antarctica on a bird count. I wonder what birds I'd find there. The end.
Wow, they saw so many different types of birds. Have you seen any of those birds before? Maybe you've seen a mallard duck or a goose, or maybe you've seen a cardinal. Maybe you discovered a few new birds in that story that you never heard of before. Well, if you check out the book from the library, there's also a little bit of information about each bird in the back of the book. So, what tools did the citizen scientists use in the story? Now, our young scientist counted the number of birds that she saw by using a notebook and tally marks. They also used binoculars to help them see birds far away and a bird guide. But do you remember what Big Al said was the most important tool for the citizen scientist? It was their eyes and ears. That's right. Anyone can observe birds just by looking and listening. That's all you need. And like I said, the bird count is a real count that takes place each December. And the good news is that there's a local circle of citizen scientists. And this circle includes Wilkes-Barre. Now, the local circle will hold their bird count on December 17th. If you're interested in learning more about how you can participate, I'll include the links that you and your family need to sign up, along with some frequently asked questions and a link to a WNEP interview with a circle leader from our area. If you're not ready to participate in that, there is a great backyard count coming up in February, which only takes 15 minutes of your time. You'll find all the links and information that you need for that in the description box below. Now, we have some books at the library that can help you learn more about birds while you're out bird watching, just like these. There's also some helpful bird apps that you can use right now, like Merlin's Bird ID, and this app can help you find common birds in your location. It plays bird calls and can identify birds by picture and a lot more. You can also use the eBird website. I'll include the links to these in the description box below. Now that you have all the tools you need, here are some easy ways to feed and bring more birds right to where you live by giving them some tasty treats. But what do birds like to eat? Well, some of those things include black oil sunflower seeds and other seed mixes, nuts, pulled peanuts, suet, and peanut butter, just to name a few. Just about anything can be a bird feeder, like an empty jug just like this, or you can even make one yourself. An easy feeder to make is simply spreading shortening or peanut butter on a paper towel tube and then rolling it in seeds or oats or Cheerios and maybe adding some fruit. You can also simply spread some peanut butter on a pine cone, or you can make this festive bagel bird feeder in the same way. And when you're done, hang it on a tree outside, sit back quietly, and get ready to birdwatch. Now, just like people, birds need healthy food too. So here are a few healthy snacks like oranges, grapes, and raisins, along with the kinds of birds that these fruits attract. Now make sure, whatever you decide to feed the birds, be sure to change the food often so that it does not get wet or moldy, because this can make birds sick. And don't put out too much food at one time. Now I'll include the suggestions and directions in the description box below so you can choose what type of bird feeder is best for you. I hope you have fun. I hope you keep exploring, and I'll see you next time. Bye!